Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Muse of Maverick channel. Maverick here with episode 4 of Nisemonogatari. I actually took a break last week since, well, I guess I can't really say that because I did 2 episodes a week prior to that, and so I used that time to catch up to the other ongoing series. So, if you waited a little bit long for this one, I apologize, but hey, we're back to our normal schedules. Where were we when we last left off? These fast free episodes, mostly just Araki going around, fooling around with all the different girls. 2 thumbs up for me, I absolutely love that. But it seems that things are getting serious now, right? His sisters seem to be in trouble. My guess would be it maybe has something to do with this, who is that again? Kaiki? Kaiki? Right? This ominous dude. Although, honestly, I think, I would actually think it has nothing to do with him, and that's going to be left for some future arc or something. I would actually venture a guess and to say the sisters probably got into trouble of their own accord. Maybe through some kind of accident or something. They are also having some troubles with some apparitions as well. Right? Let's see if that hypothesis proves correct right in the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, we also got that line, that whole sub-story with Hanekawa and Senjugahara as well. And who are... what? Wait, is that... yeah, okay. She changed her hairstyle? I was like, I recognize that voice, but I wasn't quite sure it was her. She looks so different. Uh, yeah, what exactly are you guys doing? So what? And since when? Since when were they so good with each other? Okay. I mean, I don't disagree with that logic, but since when was Araki so well versed in this sort of philosophy? Right, we're still in the Karen B arc, right? So Karens. 忘れちゃった should be forgot, right? Not lost. I mean, I think it's something similar. Man, this is the second time I've seen this opening, and I still think that is cool. The shaft animation style, man. Karen B. Whoa. 'Well, they're family. Of course, they're gonna treat them differently. All right. So they're 15 and 14 years old. I think this I like this hairstyle on her. And ditching the glasses as well. I'm actually focusing more on the television. I think they're talking about why she's in her uniform right now.
他ならぬ羽川翼だったのだ。
私のせいみたいに言われても困るな。
星野のやつはさ、お前のそういうところを警戒していたよ。有能すぎて絶対に答えを見つけちゃうところ。
そうだね。でもだからって手を抜くわけにはいかない。
She looks so. I think my evaluation of her just went like whoosh.
僕やカレンちゃんや月日ちゃんが自分の弱さを受け止めなければならないように、お前は自分の強さを受け止めなければならない。で、カレンちゃんが突き止めたその犯人に直談判して何かされたってわけか。
そういうこと。私は別行動をとっていて、現場には後から呼ばれたから、その犯人に直接は会ってないんだけどね。せめてカレンちゃんが会いに行く前に合流できてれば力になれたとは思うんだけど。
カレンちゃんは犯人はどんなやつだったって言ってたんだ。
確か怪奇で一周。
Oh, it is Kaiki. Alright. That's interesting. I thought that was going to come up only later.
ぶっちゃけ一旦間を置いて落ち着かないと、またゾロカレンや月日を怒鳴りつけてしまいそうだったの。
Does he still have those handcuffs on him?
そうだ、羽川。お前、戦場ヶ原とは電話でどんな会話をしてたんだ？
ああ、あれ月日ちゃんが携帯でメールを出して、でもすぐに返信がないのは変だって言うから、私が電話をかけることになったの。なんだかんだ言ってあの子たち、お兄ちゃんを信頼してるんだね。
いや、まあ、それは多分そういう事情なんだろうとは思ったけど。
I don't think that's what he wants to ask.
別に戦場ヶ原さんの声を聞いたら大体の状況は分かったから、手短にお願いしただけ。
手短にお願いって？
あんまり聞き分けがないようだと、私が荒木くんに告っちゃうぞって。
Hey, is that Shinobu?
こうして裸を見られたということは、わしもまたお前様にめとってもらわねばならぬということかの。我が主様よ。カカ、どうしたどうしたお前様よ。鳩が豆鉄砲を食らったような顔をして、いや、吸血鬼が銀の弾丸を食らったような顔をしてかの。わしが喋ったのがそんなに珍しいか。
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
わしが言葉を忘れたとでも思っておったのかの。
忍、お前。
飽きたわい。わしは本来おしゃべりなのじゃ。お前様も知っておろう。まったくいつまでも黙ってばっかりいられるか。それくらい察せよ。我が主。
I mean, I'm kind of glad that I saw Kizu first. Otherwise, I would definitely be like WTF, WTF, WTF.
ほれ、これ、この鎖切ってくれたのお前だろ？
そうじゃったかの。カカ、よく覚えておらんわ。しかしまあ、その腕輪もいい加減ブサイクじゃな。どれ？
Whoosha. Hmm. So she can just eat anything?
礼には及ばんわ。わしは自分のしたいことをするだけじゃ。今も昔もいつでもの。それが今回はたまたま、本当にたまたまお前様と合致したというだけのことじゃ。我が主様よ。
忍、あのさ。
髪じゃ。
髪がどうした？
わしの髪を洗うがよい。戯れじゃ。シャンプーとやらを試したい。お前様やらがしとるのを影の中から見て、ずっと面白そうじゃと思っておった。
触っていいのか？
触らずにどう洗う？
じゃあ、トリートメントまで含めて。あのさ。
やめい。何も言うな。わしはお前様を許さんし、お前
bonded together forever.
それでも歩み寄ってはならん理由はなかろうよ。それがわしが3ヶ月じゃか4ヶ月じゃかつらつらと考えて出した結論じゃが、
Okay, so that's why you're talking again?
お前がそんなことを考えてくれてたとはな。意外だったよ。
お前様もいろいろ考えてくれておったろ。わしはここのところお前様の影におったからな。知っとるよ。いつまでもむくれてもおれんしの。わしの器もそこまでは小さくはない。それにどうやらお前様にはきっちりと言葉にして言わねば伝わらぬようじゃ。確かにわしはポンデリングが好きじゃが、一番好きなのはゴールデンチョコレートじゃ。それくらい察して2つ買うならそちらにせよ。
Alright.
囲い火鉢、オオスズメバチの怪異じゃ。
それってひょっとして。
お前様の巨大な妹子が現在かかっておる怪異じゃよ。
巨大ってほどでかくはないけどな。
断っておくが、当然わしの知識ではない。あの小僧の知識じゃよ。お前様にわしの気持ちがわかるか。あの軽薄極まりない小僧が極めて一方的に何の役にも立たん怪異話を言う。
How's she know?
とのべつ幕なしにまくし立ててくるのを黙って聞いてなければならなかった時のわしの気持ちが。
嫌すぎる。
その雑談のうちの一つじゃ。囲い火鉢。確か室町時代あたりの怪異じゃ。
Wait, we don't even know what's affecting Karen yet. Like, what? I feel like I skipped an episode or something.
最終的に死に至るというもので、実際何百人も死者が出た。高名な陰陽師によって沈められるまで相当の時間を要した。などと、なんとかという書物に記されておるらしいぞ。曰く、触れない蜂に刺されて体が火に包まれたようであるとか。
カレンはああいう性格なので気丈に振る舞っていて、不覚にも僕はまるで気づかなかったが、あれで かなり肉体的に消耗しているらしかった。
Now they show the symptoms.
高熱でほてって燃えるように熱くなっているとのこと。火に包まれたように熱いとのこと。要するに病だ。たく、羽川がかばうわけだよ。それでも僕は自業自得だと思うけどな。
自業自得か。お前様は身内には本当に厳しいの。ま、わしはずっと旗で見ておったから今さら驚きもせんがの。しかしそれでもあの元委員長の言い草ではないが、本当に意外じゃぞ。
元委員長って。厳しくしているつもりはないさ。しかしどうやらうちの妹は怪奇ってやつに怪異の毒を移されたっぽいな。そんなことが果たして可能なのかどうかわからないけど。
And now they're, I guess, co-girls translate this to supernatural monsters.
言うことを信じるならば、怪奇とやらは偽物の詐欺師だったはずなのじゃがの。
そうなんだよな。
無論偽物じゃからといって本物の技が使えんわけではないか。偽物じゃからこそ本物よりも本物らしいということもあろう。
真剣だな。
I guess they're really going out with all the fake. They're making references to fake Nisei a lot.
専門家の。しかしじゃとすると、一人前よりもむしろ厄介な展開になりそうじゃな。中途半端な腕で怪異を司るなど、わしから見ても常軌を逸しておる。そんな奴は半人前どころか、そもそも人間ではなかろう。存在として定義するならば、それはそいつ自身が怪異みたいなもんじゃ。
まあその辺は
蜂そのものは美味しく食えても、蜂に刺された結果なぞ食えんよ。
そりゃそうか。そうだよな。
So they need to get the apparition out first.
今度は何か囲い火鉢への対処法までは喋ってはなかったか？
どうじゃったかな。喋っておったような気もするが、しかしなんせダラダラした話じゃったからの。考えてみれば風呂に浸かるのは久しぶりじゃの。かか。
そうなのか？
400年ぶりくらいじゃの。
真似できねえスケールだ。
I like how they're just casually having
何をジロジロ見とる。
a bath together.
裸に興味津々とは、お前様は神聖の変態か。
いや、そういう気持ちで見てたわけじゃ。
お前様からそんな風に熱く見つめられておると、わしとしては少しばかり面白い想像をしてしまうの。
あ？
いやいや、くだらんことじゃよ。例えばわしがこの場で大声で家中に響き渡るほどの悲鳴を上げたとしたら、さてどうなることやらの。とか、その程度のことじゃ。お前様が口封じのために多量のドーナツを用意しているというのであれば、わしとしても交渉のテーブルについて大阪ではないぞ。
やれるもんならやってみろ。僕とお前は一連卓勝だ。お前だって僕の影から出られない以上、ただでは済まないぞ。少なくとも二度とミスタードーナツは食えなくなるぜ。
かか、なるほどそう出るか。少しは成長したと見えるな、我が主様。お兄ちゃん、いつまでお風呂に入ってるの？次は私の話を聞くんでしょ？
Of course. The logical response.
あれ？お兄ちゃん、さっきの子は？
さっきの子？なんだそれは。この緊急時に意味がわからんことを言うな。バカ者め。
見間違いだったのかな。
見間違いだよ。目もくらむような金髪の僕で偉そうな喋り方をする8歳くらいのペタンコな女の子なんてここにはいない。
そっか。まあいいや、いいにしとこ。お兄ちゃん、それにしても随分と長風呂だね。いつまで入ってる気？
ああ、もうすぐ上がる。リビングで待ってろ。
は
つーかノックくらいしろ。
今までそんなこと言ったことなかったじゃない。何を年頃ぶっちゃって。最近なんだか筋肉質になったからっていい気にならないよね。かか、さすがにハラハラしたの。過激な妹子じゃ。
うるせえ。
ところで、これは確実にあの小僧を守らんかったことじゃ。
Oh man.
意図的に隠しておったことじゃろうが、お前様よ。お前様は果たしていつ死ぬのじゃろうな。
どういう意味だ？
いや、つまりじゃな。お前様はほとんど人間じゃが、同時にまた少しだけ吸血鬼を残しておるじゃろ。そうなると寿命とかその辺はどうなってるのかと思ってな。強度は人間に戻っておっても、寿命は吸血鬼のままかもしれんぞ。少なくとも治癒スキルはそこそこ残っておるようじゃしな。わしのごとく400年と言わず500年くらい生きられるかも。
And that's a bad thing. How?
恋人も友達も後輩も妹子もみんなこぞって死んでしもうて消えてしもうて、お前様とわしだけが残るわけじゃ。お前様が誰とどんな絆を築こうと、時間がその絆を破綻させてしまう。どうじゃ、そう考えると指しも
You know, I've never quite gotten. I've never quite understood this type of thinking.
お前様よ、今すぐわしを殺して今度こそかけねない人間に戻ってみるというのはいかが？
The I'm gonna live longer than everybody else, so
お前の出した結
so it's sad, you know, that kind of thing.
果を許さないし、お前は僕を許さない。それだけのことだ。それでもうこの話は終わりなんだよ。続きも何もない。僕たちは死ぬまで生き続けるんだ。
ならばそれでよかろう。せいぜいわしに寝首をかかれんよう祈ることじゃな、我が主様。
I think she's like the biggest tsundere out of all the girls so far. Alright, so not really. Well, I guess I can't really say not much happened. A lot happened. It's just not the things that I was expecting, right? But we'll talk about that after this. So, see you guys in a second. Alrighty, so yet another fantastic episode here. Although honestly, I feel like we're progressing very slowly with Karen, even though this is essentially a Karen arc, right? But I feel like we're actually getting lots more information about all the other girls instead. So I hope in the next few episodes, Karen will get the chance to become the main focus of the episode, right? Lots of things happen here. So first of all, Hanakawa's new character design, absolutely great. 2 thumbs up for me. Like I said, I almost no, I actually did not recognize her. I'll be completely honest. Her voice seemed familiar, but I wasn't 100% sure because she just looks so different, right? Without her glasses, without her long hair, even. I don't know, even her entire aura seemed kind of changed to me, but I feel like that's something that I'm noticing throughout. I mean, I watched Bake and then Kizu and now Nisei, right? And for all 3 of these different series, I feel like the characters themselves, they just give very different impressions than from what I'm used to. Well, now obviously, like Mayoi is pretty much still the same. Sengoku is about the same. Senjugahara is about the same. But Hanekawa, Araragi, I don't know. They just feel a little bit different to me, right? Like in this case, not just the character design, but the way that they talk. I feel like she is much more playful and flirty in this series than she ever was in back in Bake. And I guess in Nisei she acted a little bit more like this. So I am glad that I watched Kizu in. I mean Kizu. So I am glad I watched Kizu in between because then it's not that stark of a contrast, right? I know I guess that might also because she came to terms with acknowledging her feelings for Araragi, and so she's able to let herself go and be more playful and flirty again, right? But yeah, her entire aura has definitely changed since both Kizu and in Bake, and I'm really digging her new appearance. I know some people are have glasses fetish. I actually don't, so I love her new character design. Um, and on the subject of having a little bit of a different aura, I feel like that applies to Aragi as well, right? I mean, he's still the same old Aragi, like cracking jokes and whatnot. But I don't know. Since when have we ever seen him to be so philosophical in terms of um having these sort of profound teachings and whatnot to other people. Like we know that he's an introspective person. We hear a lot of his monologues with him describing his own actions, describing his own emotions, what he's thinking and whatnot. I don't think we've really seen him berate others for their beliefs that much. So that is kind of a refreshing Aragi to see as well. So just again, I'm just going by feeling here, right? I mean, I'm not going to particularly point to any specific scene that says, "Oh yeah, Aragi is different in all these 3 different series." But to me, there is a subtle difference in the way that he carries himself, the way that he speaks, etc., etc. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's just something that I noticed throughout these 3 series. What else here? We also talked a little bit about, well, I guess we talked about Shinobu, right? I mean, Shinobu, what can I say here? So, again, I'm glad that I first watched Kizu, otherwise I'd be very confused right now as to what the hell they are actually talking about. So I do feel like I made the correct decision in this watching order, in this viewing order, and I mean, that's just that, right? So basically they reconciled. It's been a few months. They've decided, all right, we're gonna have to live with each other for the rest of it. So that's just that, right? honestly, I don't really have much to say about that one. I did like how, the humor and pacing of this series is something that I actually really enjoy. Right, some people might think that this is I don't know how best to describe it. I can't think of a good adjective to describe it. But again, one of my favorite series of all time. I've said this numerous times before, but it's actually Gintama, right? And I feel like this also gives me sort of a similar vibe in the way that they're placed into these sort of wacky situations and whatnot. But they can still carry on as if nothing has happened, right? It's not just purely overreaction and using that to get a laugh or anything. I mean, there's plenty of that as well, but also the transition between being serious, being funny, and everything in between. That is something that I really enjoy a lot from anime works and manga works. So I really feel like this is right up my alley. Particularly, I feel like this, even in this series, 4 episodes in, there's a lot more humor I was in Kizu or in Bake. I mean, there's humor there as well. Don't get me wrong, but at least for 4 episodes up now, it's been nothing but I have been absolutely enjoying it. It's a blast. It's a blast. And so yeah, that's basically it for that. Oh, I guess one thing that I didn't mention in the episode was I really never quite understood the concept of, hey, because I'm gonna live longer and then all my friends and loved ones are gonna go before me, and so I don't. This is a bad thing, so I don't want to. Um, I don't want to live that long, right? I've never really understood that logic because if you both live to, let's say, 80 years old, right? You're only going to have each other's company for however long that you normally live. Living longer just means that it doesn't mean that you cut into the time that you had with someone else, right? It's still the same amount of time, and you actually open the possibilities of forming relationships with others as well, right? With those who you might not be able to if you only lived a set amount of years, let's say 80 years, versus living 160 years. So I've never really understood that entire concept. I mean, no, I understand the fact that they're sad that their loved ones or whatnot are going to go before them, but like I said, it's you're not losing anything, right? So I mean, if I had the chance to live longer, sign me right up, right? I would take that in a heartbeat. Um, and so yeah, that's just a little bit of personal opinion that I want to throw in there. But I can't pretend to say that I understand that position. I mean, I get it, but I still feel like at the end of the day, if you're to let me choose, I would choose the extended lifespan 100 times out of 100. Beyond that, what else is there to talk about? We do see, I guess, one major point of this story, I mean, of this episode so far, is how Aragi, sort of treats his sisters differently from all the other girls in his harem, right? But I mean, as someone who also has a sister, I feel like this is absolutely normal, right? There's nothing wrong with the way that they are. Family is family, right? I have a sister. There are many times when you just feel like you want to strangle her. I'm sure that there are also some sibling relationships that are completely peaceful and cordial and whatnot, but more often than not, I do hear stories about how there is conflicts between your family members, right? But I feel like, the important thing is at the end of the day, family is family. No matter how much you want to strangle her, when they are in trouble, you're still going to go help her. I think I can understand that 100%, the way that Aragi is thinking, and still the mutual trust that they have, the mutual trust and love and concern that they have for each other, right? I feel like that is, there's absolutely nothing out of the ordinary of that. That's just normal, that's just simple, and that's how I think a lot of families, the sibling relationships are in real life, right? So yeah, not that much else to comment on that. I just feel like that's completely natural. I don't see anything wrong with that. In fact, I would even venture to say that they have a very strong relationship with each other because, well, like say for instance, if Karen and Tsukiki did not actually know that that their brother was a focal point or center point of these sort of supernatural stuff, these apparitions and whatnot. But they're still, upon encountering such a weird situation and whatnot, their first instinct is still to turn to him for help, right? And that in itself speaks volumes into their relationship. So I don't think there is really any negative thing to say about that. I mean, family members are going to be annoying. You can't always expect him to be completely, cool with each other, right? It's just life. It's just life. So yeah. Anyways, I hope that didn't turn into too much of a ramble, but yeah. Like I said, I do hope that in the next episodes we are going to be focusing a little bit more on the sisters. I mean, we've had a fun 4 episodes, but now I feel like I want to actually get on and understand these other sisters a little bit. Oh, speaking of which, I did see in the opening there was this huge wall of text. It was basically talking about Tsukiki and how she, even though is normally perceived to be the more normal, the more introverted one, basically it says that when she goes wild, she goes completely wild, even wilder than Karen, right? So she has this sort of switch to her that I'm guessing we are going to be seeing get flipped in the future once it's her turn, right? So there we go. That was Nisemonogatari episode 4. Absolutely still loving this so far, and at this point I would still say that I'm enjoying it more than Bake. Whether or not it's going to be even better than Kizu, well, we shall see, right? So, this is Maverick, and I'll see you guys next week. Until then, bye-bye.